What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Try to Make Farming Simulator 25, the most realistic farm sim yet. So we got our new fields that we bought last time. We've got them tiled. You see some strips up here. We gotta finish covering up where the tile drains are. The company just wants to make sure they all fit. We spent a fair amount of money on it. So you kind of see over here how we work around it on our course, but there's one there, there's another one up here, then one way back at the other corner. But this field should be ready to go for soybeans in another month. Maybe I'm off. Maybe it's 2 months. Soybeans. May, so it actually be 2 months before we get to them, which it is what it is. But yeah, so that's why you see it ripped up a little bit here. I mean, I wrote it on it, but you still have, you kind of see a little bit of a lower level there. Hopefully in time it all settles in nicely. A couple pipes left over here, but that's where another one is. Really should get some cones or markers to put up around them for the time being, just so the trucks don't drive into them. But I'm excited. This is gonna be nice. We'll set up a little auto drive course to kind of run all the way down through all this as well. Kind of loop out here in this lot. But no, it's going, that's for sure. And like I said, we did get some land samples. I'll just show you guys. So silty clay. On here, and you get all the pop-ups. I wish when you merge fields, if there was a way to kind of get the data to be one, you know, one field. Haven't really figured that out yet. Like up here, you got 3 options. Just the way the game is, but it'd be nice if I could, when I go to reset that, it would populate it as one field and one field alone. Obviously, you create a custom field. That's kind of the problem too, is you get nothing for a marker on it. But no, it's hopefully get it up there. Sandy loam on the other half. A little bit of loamy sand down in this bottom corner and some loam up to the north. PH level was actually really good. Kind of take away everything, you know, 6.5 and 6.25, so pretty solid. We're not going to worry about pH. And then nitrogen might be our only problem. These fields had some slurry on them, and then these two were not. So be interesting if soybeans does really well here and not so well up here, but I think we'll be fine. It's got a little time to set. We worked the ground a little bit, so maybe the nitrogen will balance out a little bit. Ideally, yeah, see, it's 160. We'd love to see that drop down into the 120s at least. Previous yields, we obviously don't know. There's a seed right up here, and I think this was from a previous contract we had in like year 1 or year 2. But it is all right. This is a pretty large looking field. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this field gives our other field a run for its money. That's just my personal opinion, but I think, you know, this is a pretty large field. Now, I know the one technically is wider, main farm yard, but to me, they're not that far off. So just something for us to kind of keep in mind. But we'll continue to work this ground. Like I said, we won't be able to seed this with soybeans for another month and a half, but we are getting close to, I believe, our sorghum, right? Yeah, sorghum, those 3 fields of sorghum will be ready to go soon. Well, this is still growing the catch crop, but might might be able to take hay off that upper field. One of the other things I gotta think about, kind of come in here and look around. Nothing really. Oh, so we got an option there. And I had sell on New Holland. Then against my better judgment, because we have these two nice pieces of equipment already. But that actually, I mean, that's what we want. I thought I saw that pop up. Now, we can get the long pipe, which is what we want. The 650 will be enough horsepower, I think, to do what we need to do. I don't think we really need to push for anything different on it. So $222,000, it's ours. I think we got to do it. I think that's something we got to do. I think all around it just makes sense. Then, like I said, we still got to buy the equipment. But we've actually been able to do some of the stuff we wanted to do and make it work. Now, there's a little bit of a rough spot in that field right there. I just noticed. Probably should get like a leveler out here, being that we did all the tiling. There's a few spots definitely see look a little rough that we could probably clean up a little bit. But all in a good morning's work. Like I said, it only took them the first part of March to knock out all this tiling, which was quite nice. Expensive, but nice. And now that we have forage harvester available, I think it's going to be a nice purchase. No, I thought this was like a road through here. Interesting enough, though, that's where it kind of ends. This ground's already kind of been worked, so I'm not too worried, but it's nice to kind of just get it all turned over for us once. Looking good. I might be able to give you a glimpse up here if we don't run over any seagulls of the large deposit for the drainage. They put quite a large one over here, and everything kind of at low points will funnel to this. But it should, I'm not going to say it's going to boost the yield, but it should help. Ideally, it should help in a perfect world. It definitely allows us to be able to work this a lot more. And like I said, with beans, this should go fairly well. And where this path was is kind of where the other, actually you can kind of see where the tile runs. So right there, big little drop. And yeah, definitely need to put something around that as well. Not that we should hit that one, but better to be safe than sorry. You can kind of see some of the spots out there where the tile looks like dirt is falling into the ground. So hopefully that's not a sinkhole. But we'll continue on. We're just about done with this. And then we got a couple more tasks we're gonna hop on into. So I'll see y'all in a bit. We are now all the way into April, and there's our Fendt Quintana with our little foldable mower attachment to the front. Actually, there goes our truck. So the harvesters have kicked off harvest of sorghum. So we're gonna head down here, grab the grain cart, and go meet them. They're gonna start in field 133, 135. And we'll work from there, and then can't plant soybeans until next month anyway on our new field, but honestly might get crazy because we might end up putting corn down in these fields again, and I honestly might do all 3 fields corn. I'm thinking about it, I might say let's go heavy on the corn. Now we could probably turn one of these into beans. I just don't know if it's worth it for how big our other field is. I feel like we can run corn because we have to. We could almost do silage that way as well. We could get ahead or do corn silage. I'm gonna open that tarp up like so. But we'll kind of see when we get closer that direction. Like I said, we got the tillage and tile done on that field, so we're good there. We're in the harvest again, which is nice. The dryer is ready to go. I don't know if these will fill up. I think what we should do is we'll jump in the cab here and we're gonna run around. We'll stay on the pathway. Might go a little bit quicker than trying to drive through the field, but kind of stay near them. And actually right there, they might be full. Take a look after and see what we're actually turning for yields. Judging by it not moving, I'd say we're in good shape. We're getting a high yield. Could be wrong, but they're both stopping now. I'm not getting a call. Maybe there's a breakdown. I look like they're moving again. Trucks here as well. So timing funny, it went that way and I went this way, and here we are. So I actually just cut into the field now. Not sure. Yeah, they do need to be unloaded. Get the truck rolling up next to us as well. Definitely need to pull up a lot more. There we go. So actually I just realized they flipped it. Usually one's the left and two's the right, but looks like they're running the other way. Also looks like they might have different headers. We could be wrong. But hey, whatever. They think it works. I'll let them run it that way. Just happy we're in harvest season again. Love harvesting, especially sorghum. There's just something about sorghum that looks satisfying when you take the tops off. That's a pretty nice crop to mulch. Now we will be running anhydrous into the ground before we put corn in, so just keep that in mind. We can back up now. That will be something we take on. Which is why I don't know if I want to do all three fields. I mean, we could do some testing this time around too. Can look at some other crop options. There we go. Not too far ahead here. Interesting. So this auger does seem to sit back a little bit further. We are also losing control of my wheel here. Skiddy, I might be having the problems you were having the other week. All of a sudden my wheel is like freaking out. There we go. That will do it. I didn't realize I had the controller on. So that is sorted. Good thing this wasn't a role play. But no, I like that we got halfway around and both of these were full. That means we are turning. Gotta be a decent yield. So I know this one's ready to go. We'll actually probably break off right here. Let's go into our yield map because that's what we should be doing. Yield. Oh, oh. 90 to 85, but I don't know about that. I felt we turned some good numbers. Maybe we should have reset the yield counter. That's what I'm thinking, but we'll continue trucking along here, let them go, and I'll come back in a little bit. So I was thinking, while we're unloading, I think this will be corn, so we'll have to mulch it, and then we'll hit it with the anhydrous, get corn planted, this field and the field right in front of us. A more narrow field on the other side of the farmyard. I'm thinking putting oats in there. We'll be able to harvest them this summer, but we really haven't done, I don't know if we've ever done oats on here. I think we have, but we're going to throw oats in there. So we'll mulch it, we'll drill that and try not to get hit here. But I thought about it and I was like, you know what? That sounds like something that would work. So that's the direction we're going to take that. We'll do these two large fields. Corn should produce enough corn for us. Small oat field, we have the large barley field. We have our catch crop and our meadow for hay and silage, so we're good there. And I think, why not? Let's go for oat. Really wasn't seeing anything else that really stood out. Like I said, we can do corn planted at the end of this month is the goal. Also, there's eco corn, which actually, now that I think about it, eco corn is another option for us. Let's go down here. Eco corn. What's that price running? It's not bad at the fuel plant. So yeah. Interesting enough, I wish we could get some cornmeal, cracked corn. That'd be a business to get into for us. Right now, there's just, I don't think anything local for that, to produce that I know of. Yeah, because none of these do. So, something we'll have to revisit it down the road. And unfortunately, our harvester is, I mean, fortunately it's full. Just happened to be in a bad spot because I was doing a terrible job of paying attention to it turning around. Even though that was the one that I think about, I was waiting to come back the other row anyway. So we'll get it unloaded. That should be another truck full sent on the way right after this, just as we're about to be done the field, which is, like I said, we're rolling along. It's 10 a.m. beginning of April, and we are in spring harvest. And I love it. I'll be kind of sad when we slow down on the double cropping, but it is what it is. Sometimes you have to allow the soil to catch back up, and that's what we're going to do. To hopefully boost our yields even more. Because right now, like I said, we're hanging between 90 to 100, and I would really love to get us up to the 110, 115%. And kind of hold that line. I know 120 is kind of the unicorn out here, but it'd be nice to hit that now and then as well. You guys let me know what you've been seeing for yields on hard, and if you're playing on a RAN, let me know what you're seeing for yields. We'll continue on and check back in once we move along to the next one. Well, I'm doing some mulching now. Decided to switch it up, take a break from being the grain cart guy. So we got a junior over in the grain cart right now, running the heavy Delta track. Hopefully that's going well for him. Get the missus and the hired worker and the harvesters. We need to get our other hired worker down here, but may hop back over there so we get a little further along. But right now, just working this ground, We will put anhydrous down on this. I think that's going to be the goal after. I know some people say, oh, you could have probably just ran the anhydrous bar, but I really don't want a lot of this stuff getting caught up in our feeders for that. So I think your best bet was to mulch it down first. We'll do the other fields as well, including the oat field. We'll kind of mulch them all down. And then we'll do anhydrous on the 2 large fields. And then I think oat's where we go with it. I'm really thinking about it. We'll have to see when we get a little closer, but I think oat's going to be the focal point for us. But yeah. So, you know, fair amount of sorghum so far. Definitely have to refill the propane on our dryer. So looking forward to that bill. I can't remember if we had any left in the tank. I don't think we did. I should say the tanker. I think we maxed it up or topped it off last time and we're able to get it all into the silo. So it'll be another $40,000 bill, if not more. And actually I think the price is up, so it'll probably be around $45,000 this time around. But hey, what can you do? We'll make it back with dried sorghum alone. I hope, unless the markets get crazy, but take it for what it is and you push along and, you know, hope the market works in your favor eventually. And I mean, I feel like in this series we've been pretty lucky with the hard difficulty that we're on, that we've had some decent peaks in prices. And like I've kind of mentioned before, we might have to protect the soil a little bit and get those yields back up a little higher. We might end up not double cropping. If we do, it might be a field or 2 here or there, but I think we've been working this ground for a while now, and I think we have to be a little cautious about the work we're doing with it. So, and I know we're not really plowing into it, but at the same time, something to think about going forward. And, you know, it's a lot of work for us to keep maintaining everything, you know. Is it worth the amount that we're putting into our equipment? You know, the stress we're putting them under? I don't know. You'd have to let me know down below in the comments. Because I do feel in a way it does pay for itself, but at the same time, you know, is it just canceling each other out and we get by not doing it? So something we'll have to really focus on breaking down, but I think for the soil wise right now, it may be good to give our fields a little bit of a cover crop for the winters or something going forward. All right, I have jumped into the harvester. The missus is over there finishing up the headlands. And I'm just over here finishing up these rows. But we're moving along pretty good right now. Definitely pretty happy with where we're at. Almost done this field, and we'll be hopping into the last field of sorghum. Decent little yield, I would say, in this field. Definitely anywhere from 90 to 110 is what we've been hitting on this field. So we've done our job pretty well on this field. But this field, in fairness, other than beans, has always yielded pretty well. So, I mean, our last corn harvest on here was our best yielding one we've had. Like I said, we're going to do corn one more time on this one before we switch it up with something. Try not to keep putting the same stuff in the ground. Like I said, our emphasis going forward now a little more is going to be on soil management. We got to be a little bit better at that, because that's why we are losing yields in some places. And again, I think if we do the numbers, I think it might save us a little money not doing double crop all the time. Like I said, we can do a field here or there if we know it's yielding really well already. I'm fine with putting down a double crop and getting another great yield cut off of it after a winter harvest. But no, I am glad we have 2 of these John Deeres though, because it definitely allows us to avoid some of the bad weather that we could be seeing soon. It says cloudy with a chance of rain, so again, hoping we can get this all done. Junior over there unloading another combine. Definitely likes the large versatile. It's hard to get him away from it, but hey, work is work. And now we should, so on this turn I'm going to be pretty close. I wonder if I'll be able to get all the way to the end here. Be interesting to see if we make that or not. Oh yeah. And we'll probably just barely get started on this row before we'll have to call in Junior to get us unloaded. To get the light on, so hopefully he's looking and seeing that, because we are just about done this field. Another field cranked right through with 2 harvesters running. And yep, we are maxed out, so we'll get that pipe out and get unloaded. All right, we are on the last field now. And just trying to keep up here. I feel this yield is misleading because I feel these are filling up pretty quick for not yielding well. We're definitely on the low side. Which, you know, it is what it is when it comes to that, but we'll get them unloaded, they'll get turned around, and it won't be long before we're done this field as well. And the missus is over in the field next to us, running the mulchers on that, and that field to be ready to go. Don't think we'll get to anhydrous today in those fields, if I'm being honest. Want to get this field mulched as well. We need to clean out the harvesters. Make sure the dryer's still running well. I don't think we'll have to worry about moving too much. But they should be pretty close to starting the up downs now, I think. At least I think. Don't quote me on it. But we're going to run this back to the truck. And we'll just stay right on our pathway. Then we don't have to fight so much getting bogged down in the field. No, it's pretty dry. Don't know in a day or two if that'll change with the weather that we could possibly get, but what are you to do? We'll have to get some manure piles moved a little later as well. See, they're starting to build up here. They might need some more straw in that bed as well. So we'll have to grab some of that. We'll be getting some more straw from the barley field soon. If we do oats, that'll also be a straw generator, which is why I'm thinking oats on this field right here will be good. But we'll get this unloaded. Get this truck off to fill up the silo some more. Or the dryer, I should say. And yeah, I mean, it's got a good color to it. That is the one thing I like about sorghum. I think that's why I enjoy taking the heads off the stalks, is it's a visual sight you can see getting done. Not that other crops aren't, but to me it just stands out more with that, a little bit of a burgundy red. You kind of got that dirt red on the harvested crop green. There we go. Send that truck on the way and we will go catch up. All right, last passes, here we go. What could possibly go wrong when we're going into the last passes like this? So you gonna turn so I can get them unloaded or not? I'm gonna back up. So it must be it was still detecting a headland turn there. Alrighty, here we go. And as I drive in front, stick the auger out. Stick the auger out. Not gonna do it. Alrighty. Not putting the auger out. That's fine. That's fine. Guess they wanted me to just be running along with them. Yeah, we'll have to look at her, but numbers are definitely looking pretty solid for sorghum, which doesn't surprise me. For a winter crop, it has been pretty phenomenal for what is produced for us. I mean, it usually gets us anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 come pay time. You can't complain about that because that gives us some buying power. I mean, this right now could essentially pay for a new shed for us next year, which would be nice to have a nice maintenance shed to kind of go along with everything else that we're building up. You know, eventually we'll get to point two, we are going to need a bigger dairy barn. So that is the advantage of having the winter crops in that sense. Again, I'd have to do the numbers to make sure we're not really canceling it out with the amount of maintenance we have to do as well. And the fuel. Because fuel prices continue to go up and it is putting a strain on us. I know we're getting low in the tank again. Not surprised. And I was hoping that I jump in here and try to get this one to unload. I have a feeling these two are going to clash with each other. I can see just the way it looks. It's probably going to happen. Yep, they're going to back into one another. Nope. What are you doing? I thought we got rid of this a few episodes ago. We had corn harvest. I thought there was going to be no more shenanigans like this. Let me get in there and straighten out the kid. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Just back out of there. Oh, what are they doing? Driving right into me. Well, they got nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. What are you doing? You just blocked me in. You blocked the versatile. What are you doing? Why are you trying to turn on that point right there? Back it up. Sometimes good help is hard to find, and you are witnessing it live right here. Come on. Oh, something's unfolded. There we go. Should fire up. I'll show them how to do it. I'll finish this right off if we have to. Last little bit. We'll just clean this up a little more. It should just be a straight shot up and down from there. At least in my book. Should be able to knock this out pretty quick. Pass down and a pass up. But yeah, we'll get this finished. Try to figure out why these knuckleheads are going to run into each other like that. And then we'll continue to mulch away. And I'll catch y'all next time. But before that, I do want to say thank you to everybody for supporting the channel. People sharing the content, and I appreciate that. The comments being left, the like button being smashed, means a lot. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. It's free, just like that like button. You can smash it. It's free. Not going to cost you a dime and helps promote the content. And YouTube's beautiful algorithm. Big shout out to our farm investors, Randy and Gorilla. Appreciate you both. Thanks for taking the channel to another level. With that said, until next time, Farmer Taz out.